Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story that stirred up quite a conversation not too long ago. We were sitting around at a cozy gathering, one of those deep thinking circles where people share their perspectives on life, energy, and the things we can't always explain in black and white. And during one of those moments, someone in the group, a woman named Ava, brought up something that had clearly been sitting on her chest for a while. She leaned forward and said, "I have to ask you something, because I just can't make sense of it. It's about my friend, let's call her Rachel. I've known her for years, and I've watched her go through a lot. She was married to this man, Jeremy, for a long time. And when I say she supported him, I mean she supported him. Rachel worked hard. She carried the weight of the relationship. Financially, emotionally, practically, she was the one holding things together. For years, she pushed herself, took double shifts, made sacrifices, and paid the bills while Jeremy stayed in this almost passive state. He didn't chase money, didn't seem bothered by it. He just kind of coasted through life. And the thing is, he didn't even pretend to be ambitious. He was never desperate, never stressed about finances. It was as if money just wasn't on his radar. No sense of urgency. No guilt. Just this steady, strange calm. Eventually, Rachel hit her limit. She was exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally. She had poured so much of herself into trying to build a stable life, and she was doing it alone. The imbalance wore her down, and finally, she left him. It was one of the hardest decisions she ever made. Now, fast forward a couple of years. Rachel's still working hard. She's doing okay, but things have never come easy for her. She's still grinding, still watching every dollar. And then, out of nowhere, she finds out that Jeremy, this same man who never seemed to care about money, has just inherited over $1 million. No effort. No chasing. No manifesting vision boards or networking or sacrificing weekends. It just landed in his lap through a family inheritance. And here's the part that really got to Ava. Jeremy has no intention of sharing any of it with Rachel. Not a thank you, not a gesture, not a cent. She looked at us and said, "Tell me how that's fair." She worked, struggled, tried everything, and walked away with nothing. He didn't even care, and now he's rich. How can that make any sense? Now, most people would agree with her. On the surface, it does seem unjust. Unfair. Upside down. It challenges every lesson we're taught about hard work and deserving success. But from where I sit, understanding the nature of energy, vibration, and alignment, this story makes perfect sense. And that's what I shared with Ava. You see, Rachel was doing what most of us are taught to do: work hard, push through, and sacrifice for what you want. But she carried a constant sense of lack. She was stressed, resentful. She felt unsupported, and the energy she radiated, consciously or not, was, "This is hard. I don't have enough. I have to fight for every inch." And what does the universe do? It listens. Not to our words or wishes, but to our vibration. So, the universe kept matching her with more situations that reflected scarcity, resistance, and effort without return. Now look at Jeremy. He didn't work hard. He didn't strive. But he also didn't worry. He didn't stress. He wasn't blocking his own energy with doubt or guilt or unworthiness. He allowed ease. And because his inner vibration was open, receptive, relaxed, the universe matched that, too. Now don't get me wrong, this isn't about encouraging laziness or irresponsibility. It's not about doing nothing. It's about recognizing that the energy behind your action matters more than the action itself. So many people believe that pain earns rewards. That if we suffer enough, surely something good will come. But that's not how the laws of energy work. You cannot arrive at a joyful place by walking a path of frustration, resentment, and depletion. That defies the most fundamental law, like attracts like. And I told Ava, you had the rare opportunity to watch these two people closely. You saw their beliefs, their energy, and now you're seeing the results. One moved through life expecting effort and lack. The other moved through life expecting ease and receiving. She sat quietly, taking it all in. Then she said what many people say in that moment. Okay. I get the theory. But it still doesn't feel right. It still feels unfair. And to that I said, what could be more fair than a law that responds to everyone equally, not based on appearance, or history, or how many hours you work, but on the energy you hold within? Once you understand this, really understand it, you stop chasing justice from the outside world. You realize the real justice is built into the fabric of the universe itself. You're not being punished. You're being matched. Every moment. And that's where your power lies. In your ability to choose your focus, shift your energy, and align with the frequency of the life you actually want, not the life you fear, or the one you're trying to outrun. Here's something that might surprise you. Most people are far closer to the life they desire than they allow themselves to believe. But the moment they imagine it, doubt rushes in. I want wealth. But what if it doesn't happen? I want freedom. But what if I fail? I want joy. But I've been hurt before. And just like that, the gate closes. We aren't just afraid of failure, we're afraid to truly believe. Because believing means we must let go of the old struggle story. And sometimes, we're more comfortable with familiar pain than unfamiliar peace. But let me say this clearly, right pointing finger, you don't have to suffer to be worthy. Right pointing finger, you don't have to exhaust yourself to prove you deserve abundance. Right pointing finger, you don't have to earn ease through pain. What you do need, though, is alignment. The ability to hold the vision of what you want, clearly, consistently, and without contradiction. So yes, Rachel worked hard. But her inner world was filled with fear and resistance. Jeremy, on the other hand, held a more open vibration, even if it looked passive from the outside. The universe didn't judge who deserved more, it simply responded to who was more in tune. And when you truly start living from that understanding, everything changes. You stop blaming. You stop comparing. You start creating. So I invite you to think about your own life. Are you offering effort with resistance? Or alignment with ease? Because money doesn't come because you've earned it. It comes because you've aligned with it. And if you can learn to shift your thoughts, clear your energy, and expect good things, without apology, you'll discover what it really means to live in flow. The universe isn't random. It's responsive. And you are already more powerful than you know.